Hi, I'm going to explain how this LegEasy4DOS works and what you can do with it. So for this demonstration purposes, I have this executable file here. So you can download this on the website. So it comes in one exe file, comes as a pre-packaged, and then there's a database in a folder which is 4.53 version. Which is sitting on my local drive, which is C, temp, and then LegEasy for this demonstration purposes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on this. So let me close this. Okay, so now all I need to do, double click on the file, and it will ask you, okay, what do you want to do? Yes, go ahead and install. I never had it before, so just installing. It's a brand new install, and then yes, create a desktop shortcut, which is fine, and then go with everything default, and then let it put it install wherever. We don't need to customize, so it usually puts in under the C program files. So I will show you that as well in a second. So let it go through this and then finish installing, and it's version 1.4. So before we launch, I'm going to uncheck that and then finish, and then I wanted to show you. So we go into C program files x86, and then if you go to data ease folder, and then you will see it's all the files sitting in here. So now all we need to do is run this DE-DOS, not that one, it's LegEasy4DOS file. So let me run that, and then it will open up something like this. It's basically the configuration screen for the administrator. So this is a cloud-based screen, and the configuration is all done in the cloud. So all you have to do is, if you don't have a login, you have to register as a new user, and when you register, this is completely free of charge. You don't pay extra for this. When you buy the software, it comes, this configuration comes with the software. So now, since I have the login, I'm going to go log in, and then I'm going to log in with my ID, and then I'm going to say yes, remember me, that's fine. Click login, and it will log in. So as soon as I log into the system, you can see all the configuration I did in the past. Different customers and different things. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new one and then show you how it is done. So I'm going to create a new session, and then it opens up this screen. So the session name is something you can give your own name. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to browse for the application. So I'm going to click on browse, and then as I was explaining, it's under C, temp, and then LegEasy, and then DFD. So you can see this folder containing 4.53 application. So you go into that, and it will show you the application or the RR file. So you select that, and then you click on that. So it picks up the application name and application path and the version. Also, it tells me it's a 4.53 version, and so on and so forth. So now the session name, I can give something, basically anything I like. So I'm going to call it NAITCS LegEasy4DOS DEMO. So it can be anything you want, basically. Now I need to save this by clicking on the save button. So I will I will do multiple times just to make sure it saves. Then now we saved the application, we can test it out. So you click run, and it will open the application immediately. And then you can see the directory, it's pointing to B. So nothing to worry about that, because if you look at the storage and drives, the B drive is a reserved drive, so it's like a virtual drive for the LegEasy. But even though it's sitting on the C temp folder, the B, it thinks, you know, that's its own drive, and B normally not used on computers nowadays. So, and oh, by the way, let me show you my Windows as well. And I'm running Windows 11. So you can, as you can see, I'm running Windows 11 and installing LegEasy4DOS, which is pretty good considering the modern and the LegEasy4DOS. So this is the LegEasy4DOS, the outside, and then inside it's running our DataEase 4.53. Now if I put in the username and password, and you can see immediately logs in, and then from this point onwards, everything, all the other configuration what we do within this screen is everything DataEase4DOS. So it's no different than any other, you know, DataEase4DOS applications. So let me come out of here, and then I can show you a few things. So we don't need to worry too much about, okay, so you can also save the username and the password in here. So when you run, it immediately runs. Or you can create an icon, excuse me, you can create an icon using these, you know, desktop only, or you know, start menu, taskbar, and stuff like that. So you can create icons so the user can click on the icon and then open the application immediately. The printer mapping, so I can see the LPT1, LPT2, LPT3, and LPT4. These are the settings we have in DataEase4DOS. So here you can browse, and then it'll pick up my own printer, the locally what I have. So I have a local Epson, so I'm going to pick up Adobe so I can show you some examples. So I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to hit save again. Now multi-user. So the multi-user is what we call, you know, when we configure it on the server, we put the application and then install it. So DE name and DE path, all of that we will set it up here. So this, if you have used DataEase4DOS before, then you know how this works. So I don't need to go in detail into this. The application icon, so you can, you know, when you're creating a shortcut, the icon can be anything you want. And the advanced, here even only you go in here if you really need to change the, you know, the code page and the DE16M file, what to use and everything. But when you install the DataEase4DOS, I mean LegEasy4DOS, all the files you need comes in here. So DE-DOS, you know, this is what it runs, and all the necessary files, it's basically in this folder. So if I go into the C temp folder and the LegEasy, in here is just a database. So you can see C temp LegEasy DFD, only the database files, not a DataEase software folder. So there's no executable, nothing in here. So just to clarify that. Okay, so now let's come back to here, and then I'm going to save, and then I'm going to run it again, so I can show you the printing into PDF as well. So I'm going to go log in as an admin person, and then I'm going to go in here, and then what I'm going to do is, I don't want to, because this is one of my my customer database, so I don't want to work on this. So what I'm going to do, let me stop that scrolling, and then I'm going to create a new form. Okay, before we continue with the form, I wanted to show you the upgrade as well. So the 4.53 and LegEasy4DOS 5, both of them comes pre-built into the software, the LegEasy. So let's say I want to now upgrade it to 5. I change this, save, and then run. So when I run it, it will ask you, this database is not yet. So you know, if you have done upgrades before, you know, you will normally see this, you know, when you're going from 4.53 to 5. You know, X, you know, whatever the version 5. So now let's say yes, continue, and then it will ask you what is your administrator user ID and password. So I'm going to plug that in. So it'll go through the conversion. So it's everything is converted. Done. So now let's run it again. This time we are logging into the same folder, same database, but you will see in a minute. Yeah, I think it was on the first screen. So let me show you. So as you can see, the mouse, it says LegEasy 5.53. So that is the main the software, LegEasy4DOS software. So now I'm going to run this, and pretty much you can see all the forms and the procedures and everything is there, except the version got upgraded. So now let's see if I can create a new form in here. So you can see the form definition menu is a bit different here. So I'm going to try and create a form. The idea is I'm going to create like a mini form with some, you know, settings or some records in there, and then I'm going to show you how to print in the PDF. So that will be the basics. I'm not going to go into detail because this is one of the product. You know, it's not developed through every year. So let me go ahead and do that. So it will be define a form and a table, and I'm going to call it address book. Okay, so just to show the print demo, I decided to use a different application. And as you can see, the username and password plugged in, so I'm going to save, and then also the printer mapping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete that. So we are not going to need the printer mapping. I'm going to show you without the printer mapping. So this is all blank, so I hit run, and then it will open that application directly. So in this application, I'm going to quickly create a new form called address book, and then the first field I'm going to create is called name, and it's going to be text, and then let's call it 40, save. Okay, now I can open that by going to the last one and then start entering some information. So that's all the company name I can think of. F2 to save. F2 to save. F2 to save. What else? There are tons of companies, you know. But let's leave it at that. So if I look at it, okay, so it's showing all 5 company names. So now to create a quick report, F9, and I'm sure you know how that works. If not, that's for another day. So quick report, I'm going to create format. I'm going to keep it as it is, and then I'm going to run it to screen first to see how it looks. So this is how the report is going to look. Simple, and I just, because it's a demonstration purpose, I wanted to show a simple report. So now go back in here. I'm going to say printer, and then I'm going to go with the default printers, F2, 1, run.
So when I run the report, the printer dialog will come up. Okay, here we go. So you can pick any printer from the printer name list available on your local computer. So this is all the printers I have. So I'm going to pick my favorite printer is this Bio PDF, because I configured that to print and into PDF and then open it as well. So let me show you. So if I hit OK, I don't have to do anything else. It will run the exact same report, and then at the background it's open now. So let me minimize this, and then you can see this is in PDF, and it's called test.pdf. If you can see the mouse where it is, so let me show you a little bit of so here you can see the test PDF, and then this is the output, and you can see it's all printed into PDF. So let me go ahead and close that, close the PDF, and then I can show you it's in the C temp as well. So I go to the C temp and the last file printed. So if I double click on that, it opens that report. So you can see there is no complication to do the printing. You can easily print from LegEasy4DOS to PDF using LegEasy4DOS as well. So that's that should show you the basics of, I don't even have any printers set up here, so it prints directly into Windows printer list, whatever you pick. So pretty much, here we don't need to do anything, and then this is where everything is configured. And then we don't need to touch the storage. If you have to configure anything, it'll be printer mapping, more multi-user. If you want to run more than one person, 2-3 people using it, then you will use this tab. If you want to configure the icon and then application, everything is done in here. So that should give you basic idea on how to install and configure and then set up LegEasy4DOS. So that's it. Thank you, and thank you for watching.